folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanding Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Woo! I am ready to bring it. Folks, we're going to go through more Marvel comic books and I am super excited. The first one is issue 30, and this one, Leia goes alone on a mission to an Imperial factory plant. Now, this is basically Leia's own little individual adventure. Sometimes the comic book would shift focus. It would have all the whole group together. Sometimes it would be just Han and Chewie, or Luke and the droids, or Luke and Leia, or, you know, a combination of those. Well, now Leia gets her own little solo mission to go on, and it's okay. Spoiler alert, she makes it out all right. But the next two that I want to talk about are extremely interesting, especially to me. In issue 31, Luke travels back to Tatooine, where he revisits with Camie and Fixer, and also meets up with Han and Chewie at the same cantina they were at in the movie. Because of course, in the comic book, you always got to go back to some familiar planet, to some familiar setting that fans can go, oh, they're back. You know, now when you kind of look at that kind of stuff, you're like, oh, geez, how many times are they going to go back to Tatooine? Or how many times are they going to go back here or there? But it's understandable that the comic book would want to take you to someplace familiar and take our readers back someplace so they can say, yes, I remember this. Oh, wow, here we are back again. It was exciting back then. But the thing that I found super exciting for myself was that Camie and Fixer were back in this. Now, Camie and Fixer, if you don't recall, were part of some of the deleted scenes in A New Hope. A long time ago, George was told that you can't just have, you know, the Star Wars can't start off without, you know, showing a scene with the main star. It opens with Luke, not with a space battle. Now, Lucas went ahead and filmed those scenes with Luke, but ultimately decided, nope, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do a space battle. So, a lot of that, mostly all of the Luke scenes got put to the cutting floor. Now, if you have the Blu-ray, you've probably seen, or if you went online, you've probably seen all the cut scenes from A New Hope. And this Camie and Fixer in the comic book are nothing like they look like in the movie, which is fine. I understand the comic book's going to go its own little different way. But for me, it was really exciting to see these characters. Because at the time I was reading through these Marvel books, I already had a DVD or CD copy of the deleted scenes from A New Hope. They were in that little PC... It wasn't a game. It was a bunch of little stuff. That little PC thing called Star Wars Behind the Magic. I remember at someone's house, and he was telling me, I mean, he was out in the country, his trailer. He's like, hey, you like that Star Wars? I got some deleted scenes I bet you don't have. And I was like, whatever, hillbilly, you don't have any scenes I haven't seen before. And then he popped in that CD of Behind the Magic and showed me on his computer all the deleted scenes. I was like, shut up. And I went to Walmart like that day and bought a copy. And I was like, oh my gosh. You know, so Camie and Fixer and Biggs, I want to know more about these characters so that the comic book were the ones to kind of bring them back in, you know, a limited way. I really enjoyed that. And I really am happy because I bet a lot of people didn't even know who those characters were because they didn't know there were deleted scenes in Star Wars. Obviously, the people at Marvel maybe had seen some of the deleted footage or seen some of George Lucas's notes where it talks about Camie and Fixer. And so, or maybe some production steals, whatever it was, they decided to go ahead and put them in here. And I like that. It basically ties in to what eventually we would see the deleted scenes are. And maybe it was also in the novel too. That would make a lot of sense. So even though back then it probably wasn't that big a deal, to me it's a big deal now because I love seeing deleted characters from the movie, you know, deleted scenes from the movie actually make those characters make it into the expanded universe, and we get to explore them a little bit more and see what they were like. Now, to stop all that pining, let's get on to issue 32. In issue 32, Han, Luke, Chewie all hitch a ride on a Jawa sandcrawler, while all the while trying to uncover a plot by the House of Tag and the Empire. Remember the House of Tag, rich nobles always trying to please the Empire. So Luke, Han, and Chewie foil another plan, another, team up between those two evil powers. The cool thing about this, and this is not really a tie-in to something else, but it kind of is, the Imperial Troop Transport that I talked about a few months ago, the little toy from Kenner. that toy actually is put in the Marvel comic books as well. So if you had been playing with that toy as a kid, here it was in the comic book. I think that was brilliant. I think, I don't know if it was Archie Goodwin or maybe the artist who thought it was a good idea, but they said, you know what, let's incorporate a lot of these toys that you don't see in the movie, let's put them in the comic book. And that just, it's so weird to say this, that validated that toy, right? This toy wasn't put here to have my parents cough up money to buy me more schlock, Star Wars schlock. No, it was there for a purpose. This is part of the Star Wars universe. It was there just to make money. But to put it in the comic book was a really good idea, because if I would have had the Imperial Troop Transport and I'd have had that comic book, I'd going, I have that toy. I'm going to go play with it right now. Or I saw that toy at the store the other day. I'm going to ask my mom and pitch a fit until she buys it for me. Either way, I really, maybe it's just cross commercialism, whatever you want to call it. I think it was fantastic that they put that in there. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. I will see you next time with another video.